Okay, we're recording. Hi, everyone. Welcome back. Today, Mary and I have the pleasure of chatting with Ray, the Nashville Flipper, who is hosting the Nashville Reseller Meetup, which will be in April. It's a free meetup, by the way, but he'll tell you all about that. Before we talk about the meetup, Ray, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, how you got into reselling, YouTube, and you know what? People, I don't know if everyone knows this, but Ray is one of the OGs. I mean, you're on YouTube
OG, oh
quite a
great.
while, but I mean, more than most, right? I mean, you started what in 2017, I think.
Yeah, I started reselling in 2017, which that's crazy that you say OG because I mean, like my co-host Kristen that's on the podcast this week in reselling, she's been selling since for like 25 or 30 years, like I'm still a puppy in the game, but that's funny you say OG. But yeah, I started reselling in 2017. At the time there was a lot of liquidation bin stores in my area, so we took the best advantage that we could during the time. And then in 2019 we decided, my brother-in-laws and we decided that we wanted to start a YouTube channel. Really me, that I really wanted to start a YouTube channel, because it was just like on my heart that at the time I started reselling just to kind of pay like odds and end things like around the house, like my Netflix subscription, things that come out like every month, like gym subscriptions, just something that'll help supplement the income, just like a lot of us do,
Yeah.
right? And so I saw how lucrative it was after, once you got the ball rolling and once you kind of know a little bit what you're doing. And, it was just on my heart to be like, I need to tell as many people that I can that they could do this too. And it's not like I would say it's easy, but it's not really hard. Like what would you guys describe it? Like if it's not hard, but it's also not easy, right? Like you can make a lot of really big mistakes if you don't know what you're doing. So I wanted to tell as many people as possible that you could do this, and people that are struggling and stuff like that, that maybe $100 a month could help pay that light bill, could help pay that phone bill, can help take the family out to dinner. So I said, well, let's start a YouTube channel. So we started a YouTube channel in March of 2017, and from there we start all of our other social medias, Instagram, and then later on TikTok around 2020. And that's really like where we got like the most notoriety is on TikTok, which is it's kind of ironic because we don't even know where TikTok stands as of
Where it
now,
stands right now,
which
right?
is like our biggest
You
social
know,
media following. And ironically enough, even more, I haven't posted anything on TikTok in like over a year. And we have like over 200,000 people that are followers on there. So it's, yeah, because I don't know, like after a while, the Lord told me that it's like, okay, you need to like move away from TikTok and try to do something else. So I did. And, but anyways, so that's what we wanted to do. And, I think it's been cool. It's been a, interesting ride, teaching people how to do stuff and just having fun along the way and getting to meet, like some of my best friends are other resellers that I would have never even got to meet if it wasn't for, social media platforms like this. So very blessed.
so true. I mean, you've certainly been a role model for me. Backstage, we were chatting a little bit. I was complimenting you on your interviewing skills. I mean that this week in reselling. I mean, I think to kind of bounce off of what you had said earlier, uh, you're kind of natural. It's like it's effortless. I mean, in your case,
You
you just
say that, Mike, but the saying is that it takes 10 years for an overnight sensation to happen. It's one of those things.
oh
Like
yeah,
we since the beginning of our YouTube channel, like in 2017, like we've been doing like little podcasts or little like shoot. I mean, we used the first iteration of the podcast was called Interview with the Reseller. And so if you go back, like some of the oldest videos on our YouTube channel, it's like me having conversations. And ironically enough, one of the reasons why I wanted to do this is, a little selfish, is because I wanted to interview people that I wanted to learn from.
Sure.
Like how can I absorb all their information and ask them questions without it being like weird? If I'd like just DM'd them and said, "Hey, can I ask you this question? Can I ask you this question? Can I ask you this question?" It's just a little weird, right? So, but if I come off, it's like, "Hey, I have a podcast.
Yeah.
I would love for you to come on as a guest." I can, ask those questions, and not only will I learn, but other people can learn. So going
Sure.
back to, helping other people learn how to do this reselling thing. And I'm still learning. Like,
Sure,
I'm
well,
not going to be the person that's going to be like, know it all and do this, do that.
yeah.
I'm not the guru that you're looking for. I'm learning just as much as everybody else. And I've seen reselling change so much since I've started back in 2017 to the pandemic till now. Like, it's, ebbs and flows, and everything's always evolving. So and that's why I really wanted to do the podcast, because I wanted to invite people that, I look up to or admire or want to learn from. How are you doing this? Or how are you doing this? Or like someone that sells clothes, like a woman that sells clothes, that sells, like Y2K, some, stuff, and ask her questions. What's selling? What's not selling? So not only am I gaining value, but a lot of people that are listening are gaining value.
Sure. Absolutely. I agree. And you just bring out the best of that community through your podcast.
Thank you, Mike.
And that also, I mean, you says that I kind of disagree a little bit with one thing that you said in terms of like it being weird if you reach out to the community. I'm sure you didn't mean that directly. I mean, it's our community is so great and that you really can do that. You really can just pretty much.
It makes me feel weird.
Okay.
Like it makes me feel weird. I know that people have always, they reach out to us or reach out to me, sometimes, and I'll be more than happy to answer your question. Yeah. But like for someone that's like, like I don't know this person, it could come off like, for me, it feels weird. But like you said, Mike, the community is so great that they're more than willing to answer questions.
Well, actually, now that I think about it, I do agree with you, because I had that exact same, sensation initially. I mean, I'm like outgoing but shy at the same time. It's kind of weird. The economy, and
you're introvert extrovert.
Yeah, exactly. And before I really engaged in the community, before I went to my first meetup, and even after the first couple of them, until I got used to the community, I was a little hesitant to make the approach. But the community really teaches you that that's not the case at all. I mean, it really, the community, for those of you who have engaged in the community, that it pulls you in. And it's a loving kind of embrace, so it's so nice. And I've learned now to like be a little forward in approaching people who I might not know, because I know that in general, 99 times out of 100 is going to be well received. So that's the great thing about what we all do. I mean, you're a good pillar of encouraging the community, as Mary and I try to do as well. So, I just want to thank you for all you've done.
Well, thank you, Mike. I know that, you've helped so many people along the way also. Don't think that you're not one of the people that are not helping. Just by you, back to the meetup that we're having in April, like you're, helping sponsor the event, and it's more than amazing that you get to do so, because, we want to make this event free, and for to make it free, we have to have money from sponsors. And so don't say that, you help a lot by donating and doing that. So.
Okay, we try. So why don't we speak about the meetup a little bit then, and since we brought it up.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So if you don't know, this will be the second annual Nashville Meetup, 2025 Nashville Meetup. Last year was amazing. And this year we just want to make it bigger and better. And so, again, like Mike was saying, this is a free event. The event doesn't cost anything. There's no tickets to be purchased. All we ask is that you, pay for your room, pay for your travel, pay for your food or whatever. So basically, I'm just kind of gathering everybody together in one place to have a good time. And to make it free, we do sponsors, like Mike is helping sponsor, My Reseller Genie is helping sponsor, Vendu's helping sponsor, and a couple other people are helping sponsors. And with their contribution, we're able to do stuff like rent out an event space, have a photo booth, have a DJ and music and doing all this stuff. So last year was a really fun time. This year, again, it's going to be bigger, better. April 25th through the 27th. It's a weekend thing, Friday through Sunday. It's going to be great. We've one of the issues that we had last year, Mike, is we didn't know how many people were coming. And this year we made up a registration to get a head count because we need to know how many swag bags and goodie bags we need to give out. So last time I checked, we had 70 people registered to go.
Nice.
And that's already surpassed the amount of people that we had last year.
How many did you have?
I want to say it was around 60.
60,
I'm not 100% sure. Yeah. We didn't get like initial head count, but yeah, we have a really great weekend planned. Mike, if you don't mind, I would love to run down some of the events that we have going on. So
I have my schedule in front of me.
Yeah. So the first night is going to be, if you guys want to make it, come to the first night. If you make it to any of the events, come to the first night. It's going to be the best part. That's going to be the initial meet and greet. It's going to be held at a restaurant called Jolly Ollie's, which is like a pizza and pub kind of place. They rented out the whole back. It's going to be outside. There's going to be music. There's going to be a photo booth. There's going to be an outside bar. There's going to be food and drink there that, you just order food and drink. And during that time, you'll receive your swag bag, you'll receive your lanyard. We're going to be doing a raffle for a $100 Amazon gift card, courtesy of My Reseller Genie, one of our sponsors. So they're giving out a $100 gift card. We are also going to have my good friends Joe with I'd Flip That and Nicole. They run a game show here on YouTube. Go check them out. I'd Flip That here on YouTube. They do an online game show, but they're bringing their game show live to the meetup. And they have some really amazing prizes that have already been delivered to here in my home that I can't tell you what they are, but they're freaking fantastic. So that's going to be awesome. And of course, we're going to have some dedicated time for the sponsors to speak about, the things that they're doing. Vendu and My Reseller Genie and any of the other sponsors that want to come on board. So if you guys are looking to sponsor the event and you own a business or anything like that, reselling related, hit me up, let me know, send me an email, and we'll get you on the list so you can, talk about what you got going on. So that's Friday. And then, of course, there'll be probably a little bit of an after party. They'll have the restaurant will have karaoke going on, so we'll probably all just kind of migrate upstairs into the karaoke hall. Because I heard, Mary, that Mike has an incredible singing voice.
Oh yeah, you want to hear me sing? You definitely want to hear me.
I want to hear some Billy. I want to hear some Billy Joel from my boy Mike on the karaoke machine.
All right. Well, I am terrible. I'll give you a disclaimer, but I tell you, I do anything for our community.
Okay.
In fact, like I'm as much a dancer as I am a singer. Both terrible. Yet at the typically at these meetups, like the first one that I was at, the Boss meetup, the last night they host like a little bit of a kind of a formal, dinner. Nothing too fancy, but something to get dressed up a little bit or whatever. And there's usually music and the band. And someone asked me to dance. They said, "Mike, dancing." I was up there dancing.
There you go, Mike.
And I didn't even care. Didn't even care how I looked. You know what I mean? And I'm sure someone caught it on film. But again, it's just that encouragement of the community and wanting to be a part of it and join in. So I'll karaoke, no doubt about it.
There you go. Do you have a go-to karaoke song, Mike?
No, I've never even considered it. So
okay,
we'll
pick one out for you. Everyone knows Bohemian Rhapsody, and we can all sing that together. So
okay, sounds good. I like that one.
So, but yeah, so I've also asked a photographer to be at the event, so they'll be taking pictures during the event, just so we have it and we can post it on the Facebook group. Which, guys, if you're listening to this, come over, join the Facebook group, so because that's like the first point of contact where we put out new information. and the registration will be in there in the Facebook group as well. And I'll have somebody, YouTubing or videographing the event also, so I'll have that footage. But yeah, that's gonna be a great time. Saturday morning, everyone will be going to garage sales in the morning, bright and early, as soon as you get up, and we'll meet back up at lunchtime. So we've also rented out a space across the street from the hotel, which currently the hotel that everyone is staying at is the Holiday Inn Express in Goodlettsville, Tennessee. Last I saw on the Facebook page that and I don't know if this is a fact or not, but the rooms have been sold out for that weekend. I'm not 100% sure, but that's what they've been telling me. But there's also some other hotels around the area. I'm going to make a dedicated video of some other hotels that people can stay at. But the majority of the people are staying in that Holiday Inn Express just because just the vibe of everybody staying in one place, just kind of like, it's fun because, even though this is like an event for you to hang out and, meet other like-minded resellers, the value of getting everybody under one roof is having those one-on-one private conversations of like, how are you doing this? What do you think about this? You need to be doing this. That's where people get the majority of the value. So staying at the Holiday Inn Express, I recommend it. If you're not, it's okay. But so we'll meet across the street to a restaurant called Long Hollow Pizza. So we rented half of the restaurant out there as well for to eat. And then after that, we are going to go to the Goodwill Bins. After the Goodwill Bins, we'll be going to the game terminal, courtesy of our boys over at the Locker Room podcast. So that's going to be fun. We got Ben and Alex hosting that event. If you've never been to the game terminal, it's a huge restaurant arcade bar where all the games are free except for the pinball machines, I believe. So you just come in, you don't even have to spend any money. So just come in, play some games, hang out with some like-minded resellers, and then after that event, we'll go downtown, and Mike will probably sing again because at that point he'll be confident enough to sing with the rest of the musicians on Broadway. Yep. And so we'll just walk Broadway and have fun there. And Sunday morning, I'm inviting, and we did this last year, I'm inviting everybody to come to church with me. So I go to the church called Legacy Nashville. It's my local church. And we did that last year, and it was incredible. Everyone, when I sent out a survey at the end, at the end of the meetup, once everyone got home and the day after, or, a month after, you ask on the survey, what was your favorite part? And it, 90% of the people going to church. So if you're shy about going to church, or if you haven't been going to church in a while, or you're thinking about coming back, come with us because you'll be with people that you love and enjoy. And it's not going to be weird, and you're just going to be with like-minded people, and you never know. You never know what's going to happen. So that's going to be at 11 a.m., and then once that's over, we'll go down the street and have lunch, and that's pretty much about it. But it's going to be a great time.
Sounds good.
Be a great time.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
I did have a couple of questions about the
for
agenda.
Sure.
Because I take notes. I mean, it's things, you had mentioned the agenda, I think, in times past. You had mentioned, were you going to do a live filming of your podcast?
Yeah,
right?
we were going to do it the Friday night, but I think things might get a little crazy that day, and we won't have an opportunity to do it. So once we get a legitimate time, we'll do a live recording. It'll probably be in the hotel lobby.
Okay.
And so I think that would be fun. Will that be something that people would enjoy?
I think so. So because it goes along in keeping with the concept about how a live podcast always is a little better in terms of engagement than a pre-recorded show, because
we're gonna do it live to record, and so put it out at a pre-recording on another day. But we might just go live and just have people because we did that at FlipCon, and I thought that was fun. So I think I think that's a good idea, Mike. I think we should do that.
I think so. I mean, we're going to try.
Yeah.
Like I said, this whole video thing is new to me. I mean, I don't even know how to like operate a GoPro yet. I've been doing everything on my phone and on the computer, so I'm going to
Yeah.
have to learn how to go live. But I'm certainly going to do a live podcast. From all the venues.
Oh,
And
nice.
and it's a lot of fun if you could possibly do it live, because we talk about how the purpose of our channel in particular is to draw the community in, even if they're not there. And if you were to do a live podcast from the location, then you're allowing the community to actually be part of it through the
Yes.
chat.
Yeah.
So
That's a great.
I think it's an important thing to do. So
That's a great
we're
idea
certainly
for
going
sure.
to make ours live, and if you could do yours, because I remember like I was just watching, the Ken and Corey and Jimmy had recorded from what was it from? I get all my meetups.
Was it the Cincinnati one?
I think it was the rally, and they had like an hour and a half. Yeah, it was a rally because John and Pete stopped by on their live, and it was great because everyone had a chance. Now I was there, but even if you weren't there, you had an opportunity to be there, by just being in the chat, or even if even in watching, if you didn't catch it actually live, you have an opportunity again to view that the activities and get an opportunity to see all of the organizers and all the other YouTubers and just guests were there. So I think it's was pretty cool in that it encourages engagement in the community, which is what we really want to do. I mean, the purpose of the meetups is to draw us all together, and the videos are kind of like a another way, although it's not actually meeting in person, but through the through the screen and through these videos, everyone gets an opportunity to kind of be there. So I think
that's a good idea. Okay, I just got to make sure that it's okay with all the co-hosts, because they'll all be there. All of them will be there. So to get everybody together in one room and not be super chaotic and crazy, but we'll figure it out for sure.
Yeah, logistics can be a little complicated, but you know what? It's there's no criteria for doing a good job. I mean, it's all we know it's all thrown together. Like some of the most fun times that I've had was being part of the Trash to Cash live podcasts. As they were happening, as they were unfolding, because things just happened as they happened, and a lot of fun. Even though the production values might not be perfection and polished, but it's all
yeah. We'll get it going. We'll get it figured out for sure. So.
I wanted to mention, Ray, you told everybody to go join the Nashville Reseller Meetup 2025 Facebook page, but I also want to let people know that I did post the registration page on the Mike Metco Meetups Facebook page.
Oh, fantastic!
Well. Yeah, so you can get that either way. I was wondering, did attending another meetup encourage you to start your own? Like, what actually gave you the idea? Because it's a big undertaking.
No, not necessarily.
Okay.
I think the reason why I wanted to do it is I wanted to get all my friends together and have a good time. That's the only reason. And I wanted everyone to come to church with me.
Well, we'll be there. We'll definitely be there.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. So.
And how, what do you feel is the benefit of going to meetups and having one? What do you think is the biggest benefit of that?
I think, one of the first things that people say when we do these interviews, when we invite people on our podcast, This Week in Reselling, is that reselling, especially if you do it full time, can be super lonely. You don't have coworkers. You don't have people that, you talk to. You're listing, you're at the store, or you're listing all day, or you're taking pictures, and you're just kind of by yourself, right? And so the sense of community and the sense of having all your friends that you see on the screen there in person, I think that's the biggest value. And you get such almost like a pep talk, encouragement when you go to these meetups, and you come out like, all right, that's what I needed.
Pumped up.
I needed to, I need to get my act together, or I need to look at things a certain way, or you get pumped up, right? Like for instance, and I'm going to use this person as an example because I don't think he'll mind. Brian with Jack's Treasures, he got to come to last year's meetup, and he only came for the beginning portion, just the meet and greet. And we got to talking, and Ken SSK Promo were there, and Paul Philly Flipper were there, and we encouraged him to try Whatnot because he has the perfect personality for it, and so he did. And now he sells 80% of the stuff that he sources on Whatnot. And he has the greatest personality on there. So it's just like, if you don't go to these things, you'll never know you'll never know what you're going to come out with it. Right? I mean, there's a lot of single people in the reselling space. You might come out with a wife, or you might come out with a husband. You just never know. It's happened yeah. Before. So it's like, you never know. You never know what's going to happen. You can meet, again, some of my best friends that I talk to legitimately every day are resellers that I talk to every day. Like my friend Joe with I'd Flip That. Not only do I talk to him, I call him on the phone every day, and we talk every day, So it's like, if you didn't meet that person, like these relationships would never exist. So you just never know. You never know. And it's like, and you all are speaking the same language. So it's not weird. You know what I mean? So it's like, it doesn't matter. I'm 38 years old, and I could be speaking to somebody that's like 70 years old, and we have a common interest. And from there we can develop a friendship. And then, you never know. My wife always tells me, it's like, oh, your friends are so weird. It's like, never in another world would you have friends, especially when we're like all together, like in person. Like, unless you were coworkers, you would never meet these people anywhere. Like, you would never be in the same circles with these people. Like, none of you guys have much like the same thing, except you like to buy junk and sell it on online. So it's fun, and it's good to know people that have different things. Like, what are you into? What are you not into? Like, it's just fun. It's fun. And that's and you're going to learn a little something about along the way. Like, maybe you need a cross-listing platform and Vendu can help you, or maybe your finances of reselling are just in shambles and you dread doing taxes every year, and you need a software, a software like My Reseller Genie that can help you do that. You never know what you're going to need until you get there. So
what would you say to somebody who was nervous about going to a meetup? I mean, like when I walked into the bowling alley in Crossville, I was shaking. I was shaking, and my son was with me. But I mean, it's a little nerve wracking.
It's very intimidating, and I know, again, reselling can be very lonely, and I would say the reason why some people are resellers is because they might have a little bit of social anxiety also, so they might not be able to work in a regular working environment with the public or coworkers, and they can have that social anxiety. And there was one person at the last meetup, they came inside and they said, I've been waiting in my car 30 minutes to come inside, and I finally came inside. And I'm like, well, I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you so much for coming. And then I introduced him to more people, right? So the people at these meetups, they're not there to judge you in any kind of way. They don't care who you are. Well, they do, but you know what I mean? They don't care. It's not, they don't care. They don't care what clothes you're wearing. They don't care what kind of car you're driving. They don't care how big your house is. They don't care how many zeros are in your bank account. They just want you there. They just want you there to talk reselling and just develop relationships. And yeah, we don't care. Come on. Don't be anxious. Don't be nervous. You're going to have a great time. And if you are anxious and nervous and you make that leap, first person that you see, come see me, and then we'll get you going. Just make a deadbolt to me and, be like, hey, I'm a little nervous about this. I'm like, okay, come on. Let me hold your hand. Let me introduce you to some people that are not going to make you feel nervous.
Yeah, we certainly don't make it hard. We're definitely inviting, encouraging community, and people will pick up on that, And I remember the first situation where I met the first group of people in reselling, and I had not met one person before that, was the first meet and greet at the first Boss Reselling event that I went to. Right, it was that Monday night, and it was up on top of the Golden Nugget, a little bar, and I walked in with trepidation. I'll tell you, I was a little nervous, but the minute I walked in there, I was just like,
these are my people. This is my tribe.
Right, and then people just came up to me. People don't give you an opportunity to kind of be shy. You know what I mean? They just really did all the work for you. Another point I want to make on the meetup, something that's unique to the meetup that you wouldn't get anywhere else, is the opportunity to go picking with other people.
Yes.
I mean, when I'm here in New York, I'm just, I don't have any friends in the business or whatever, so I just basically go to yard sales and garage sales, estate sales by myself. Whereas generally at all of these meetups, you have an opportunity, even if they're not part of the actual events. I mean, you've scheduled in, some yard sales and everything as part of the event, but some of the other ones, like the more tutorial types, like FlipCon and like the Boss, are the more convention types that they don't really schedule yard sales as part of the program. There's always time to be able to do that, and we all do that. We pair up, and you'll like meet someone for the first day, and you'll go picking with them, and it's great because it's funny. I always thought that it was kind of like a competitive type of situation. Like I'm an electrician by trade, and I was on the board of directors starting an electricians organization, electrical contractor organization, and I found the same thing. I thought it's weird. Like now you have all your competitors that if you see them out in the field, it's friendly. It's not confrontational, but it's like they're your competition, and you would kind of stay away or whatever. But now by having this organization, and I was very surprised. We kind of like came together, and everyone was supporting each other, and who could help each other out, who had a tool, who had a job reference or whatever. And it was like really very, very congenial and supportive. And certainly the same is the case in our community. I mean, there's really no competition at all. We go out together picking. And look, we're all doing basically the same thing, but we all have different niches, different expertises. And even if two people are going picking together and sell the same stuff, it's not competitive. It's like we're helping each other out and teaching each other, and you learn from each other, and you're willing to support each other and educate each other, and it's just really a great time. I mean, one of my favorite things to do is to go, garage sales or thrift runs or whatever. And like you had said earlier, Ray, it's kind of like every aspect of reselling is kind of like solitary, and it can be a little lonely. And as much as I love going out to the garage sales, back at home, it enriches me. But at the end of the day, I've spent like 4 hours, 5 hours alone. Now to do that at a meetup and with your people and doing it at the same time, it just brings something that I love, really a lot to a whole different level. And just one question I had particularly about the agenda. Last year, you had mentioned that you had gone to the Nashville flea market, because as it turns out, that flea market is one day a month, and it worked out.
It was crazy. Yeah, it was the same weekend. It's 1 weekend a month.
Right.
And the majority of the people still went garage selling, so that's why it's like, oh, okay,
right,
let's just switch it to garage selling, which I haven't checked to see if the weekend. But we had a great time. The people that went to the flea market, we had a fantastic time. Yeah,
because I'd be curious to see that, because that's another thing. I like to, one of the reasons why I love going to the meetups, in addition to the networking, in addition to the community, in addition to all the fun events, is that, you get to see the different types of items that are for sale. And, because every area has its own different flavor. I mean, if you're in Southern Florida, you're going to see like a lot of Disney stuff. I mean, you're in the Southwest, you might see a lot of turquoise, jewelry and stuff like that. So I'm always curious to see, what the local flavor is on all the different opportunities to go sourcing. So, like I said, I would like to, if possible, go to that flea market if it works into the schedule. It's just a one day a week thing.
It's on the weekend,
Sunday.
which I don't know if they've already put the schedule out for this year or not, but
Okay. I'll look into it. So
dates right now. February 21st. Well, okay. Yeah, it's the same weekend, Mike. April 25th, 26th, and 27th.
All right, so we have an opportunity to go to the flea market as well as yard sales.
Yeah, so even if and it's on Friday, it's from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. So even if you come a little early or come the day before, you can definitely go to the flea market during the day and then come to the meet and greet.
Yeah, thank you. That's good information to know, because generally what I do is, I'll be coming a few days before and staying a few days after, and I do that purposefully because it gives me an opportunity to, check out the local color and see what's going on.
Just kind of decompress too, like after after everything's said and done.
So I might do that because I'm staying with Alex from
like
Locker Room,
at his house.
At his house, yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool.
So I'll drag him to the flea market on that Friday.
Yeah. Well, he's a Benz guru. So he'll definitely be dragging you to the Benz for sure.
Yeah. Well, I love, I'll gladly go. We're going to the Benz as part of the schedule on Saturday, so we'll definitely do that. The Benz are fun. Little fun fact about it's not a fun fact. New York, you think, the center of civilization, all of that. No Benz. No Goodwills even for that matter. The closest Goodwill to me is upstate New York, about an hour away, and we have no bins at all. So the first time
I wonder if there's like rules for because of that.
Maybe a little bit too much aggression in an area where it wouldn't be able to handle it.
I didn't think about that. Yeah.
So. And how can everybody find you on socials? Which socials? And
you can find us. We're everywhere. Nashville, the Nashville Flippers, everywhere. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and This Week in Reselling podcasts everywhere you listen to podcasts. Spotify, Apple. You can listen to it on the YouTube channel as well. And the cool thing about I don't think anybody else does this that I know of, but if you have a Spotify account and you look up This Week in Reselling, which is our name of the podcast, we're one of the only video Spotify reselling podcasts.
Oh, I didn't even know that was a thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So like if you go on Spotify and look it up, not only can you listen to it, but you can also watch it. So you don't necessarily have to go on YouTube to watch it. So like if you like listen to like Joe Rogan on there or whatever, which is a video podcast also, you can watch us as well. So
okay.
That's good to know. That's handy.
Yeah. I don't know for sure if we're the only one. I know we are one of the ones. So
okay.
Good to know.
Well, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any other questions, Mary, before we let Ray go?
No, that was all. Thank you.
Okay, and
thank you guys.
Anything else you'd like to say before we?
I don't know. Do you guys have any other questions? Let me ask you a question, Mary. Sure. What are you looking forward to in this meetup?
Oh,
I'm gonna switch the tables on y'all, and I'm gonna start.
Yeah, you're a great interviewer. I said that.
I think Friday night is going to be fun because it's
going to be so much
icebreaker. Fun. Yeah, it's kind of an icebreaker. I mean, none of it sounds not fun. I mean, my son collects a vintage video game, so we're going to go Saturday night. I mean, the whole thing is going to be super fun. But
your son's coming too?
Yeah.
Oh, no, fantastic.
He's almost 38, so.
Well, we're the same age, so we probably have a lot in common.
Yeah. So he's going to drive along with me. So he came to Crossville also, so he knows some of the guys.
Oh, fantastic! Already. There's a lot of really good video game spots here. There's a McKay's, which Alex will probably tell you about, which is like a buy, sell, and trade huge warehouse of stuff, of books and collectibles and video games and movies and records. So that's a good spot. The Great Escape, which is another more catered to, collectibles and vinyl and video games, and then the Game Trader, which is like a namestay here, which is like if you want a video game, they have it there. So they have all retro stuff and new stuff. It's pretty cool. But yeah, I'm glad that he's coming. That's gonna be a great time. What's his name?
Joe.
Joe? Okay, cool.
So
Yeah.
I'll sign us both. I haven't signed the form yet, so I got to sign us both up for that.
Come on, Mary.
Yeah, I know. I got my hotel booked, but
There you go. That's important. You gotta have somewhere to stay. But yeah, it's gonna be great. Which you just remind me of something. And I have a lot of help. I have a lot of help. So I do want to give a shout out to all the people that are helping me with that. Everyone, all my podcast co-hosts, Kristen a Real Squirrel, Joe with I Flip That, Brendan with Big Time Flips. SSK Promo, Ken is helping. His girlfriend Jill is helping. Joe's wife with I Flip That, Nicole is helping as well. Angie Resells is helping. So these are some, just to name a few of the people that are really helping me along doing everything, because they're so willing to help. They're like, Ray, what do you need this? What do you need with that? Like, really, I haven't really had to do a lot of anything, because everyone's so willing to do a lot. And I'm like, yeah, if, they come up with ideas and they're like, yeah, that sounds great. Let's do it. Just equipping those people to do what they do best. Ken used to be a DJ and on the side, and he's bringing all of his, his speakers and all of his DJ equipment and stuff, to have music there. And his girlfriend Jill, which this is what sparked my memory, Mary. I asked the group, I said, we need something to get the people to have a little bit of an icebreaker, because some people might come in and they might, you don't want them to be walking around and just kind of be all awkward and, so we're going to have a bingo thing going on. So you'll have a sheet when you come in and it'll, forcing you to come up to somebody to find whatever the thing says. And it's like, you mark it off your list and the first one to come up gets a gift or a prize or whatever.
That's something.
Yeah. Just to get people, a little icebreaker, not find the person that's wearing blue shoes, mark it off the list. A little more in depth, find a person that the last time they sold, a Precious Moments figurine, and you go around and ask, that's kind of what we want to just kind of get people to know each other.
That's a great idea. I like that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. And the game, I'm looking forward to the game show because Joe and Nicole do such a good job, and they did it last year at the Boss Reseller Remix, Mike. Right. Yeah, so you can attest to how fun that was. I missed it. I heard about it. Did you miss it?
Yeah, I missed it. I was ill. I was signed up to go. It's the only event that I've missed, actually, and not by my own volition. My doctor said I couldn't fly at the time, but I heard about it, and I'm sorry I missed it because I love that show. Let me ask you: they're going to bring their entire set, the props and everything? They got some big
I don't
stuff.
know. I know they've been mailing me stuff to use as props, and they'll send me a text. They're like, Ray, we're mailing this to you. We're mailing this to you. And I'm like, okay, send it off. The other day I come home, there's a huge package, literally like this big. And I'm like, what is this? You can't even have my other hand in the, it's like, I had to pick it up and I'm like, what is this? I'm like, oh, by the way, we sent you the grand prize and I know what it is, but I'm not allowed to say. So
keep that under your wraps.
It's amazing. It's the amount of money that they're spending to do this on their own dime is incredible.
Yeah.
So I'm so thankful that I have friends that are more than willing to not only help, financially, but also help with other stuff. So I think that's super awesome, which that's what I'm looking forward to the most is the game show because I want to win that grand prize. So I'll probably be disqualified if I do win it. They'll be like, oh, this thing is rigged. But and then my reseller Genie also, they're so courteous that they sent a $100 Amazon gift card and you don't have to do anything, but just give me, sign up. I'll have an iPad there. Just put your name, your email address, and then I'll just hit winner and it'll auto populate and we'll pick the winner. So I think that's super cool of them. You know, Faith and Paul, they're one of my favorite people in the reselling community.
They really are.
And it's just awesome. But yeah, I'm looking forward. The meet and greet's gonna be awesome. Yeah, just the whole weekend is just gonna be so cool.
Sounds like a lot of fun. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, Mike, what are you looking forward to the most? Just
tough question, because I guess I love every aspect of it. I mean, you know, in my heart, the answer would be just being able to connect with everyone, because that's really what I do this whole channel for. But from a more tactile reason, like the getting out to the garage sales and all, because I just love to pick. And like I said, you know, I was telling you backstage before, I have a whole technique about a suitcase inside a suitcase.
Yeah,
like,
that's smart, man. Here's the thing too, Mike, and this worked out. There is a post office legitimately next door to the hotel.
Oh, great. Good.
So if you need a post office, it's literally right next door. So get you those number 7 boxes. You just fill them up and just ship them off.
Yeah, sounds good. I'll be definitely doing that. That's for sure. Because I take full advantage of the fact that I'll have a whole weekend and maybe another weekend. I'm not sure. I haven't really set my travel plans yet. I want to be courteous to Alex, but if he can put me up a little bit longer, I'd like to maybe stay a second weekend, so that I really have an opportunity to pick. So
do you know, is Ben also staying with Alex, or is he getting a hotel?
No, he's going to get a hotel.
Okay.
So
yeah.
So I haven't spoken to him about that yet, but he's definitely
get those hotels, guys. Get those hotels, because it's going to be a hot commodity. I bet it was weird when they, you know, when I posted that video, and then they just randomly saw that date like fill up. They're like, I wonder what's going on in the area, you know?
Something's happening.
Because at the time, I think the hotel room, it was like $130 a month.
Yeah.
And the last time people were telling me that like it got bumped up to like almost like double the price.
Really? Wow.
Saw that too on the group. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh man. So I would be, if you didn't book a hotel by now, I would probably be looking somewhere else.
Yeah, true.
Because a night, 3 nights, you're staying for a pretty hot penny there. So
yeah.
At some point we'll have a, I tease my coworker, my co-host, Joe. We went to the Waffle House last year, and he's never been to Waffle House, so we took him there, and he got sick or something off of a sausage. And I'm like, dude, you don't ever get sausage at a Waffle House. You always get the bacon. And they're like, well, I've never been. You guys got to tell me this stuff.
Tell me these things.
So we tease him till this day. So at some point, we're all going to get a bunch of group of people and go to the Waffle House down the street. Because it's just, it's a Southern staple to go to the Waffle House.
Sure.
Especially when it's like 3 a.m. That's when the best. That's when the waffles are the best.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh well, that's fun. That was a lot of good information. You want to just wrap up the dates?
Yeah, for sure. So again, April 25th. That's the Friday. Meet and greet that day, and of course, you guys are more than welcome to come anytime before. I know a lot of my friends are coming, just to spend some time a little bit beforehand. April 26th, that's the majority of the day when we do the most. Garage selling, going to lunch, going to the Goodwill bins, going to the game terminal, courtesy of the Locker Room podcast, Reseller Locker Room podcast, and then going downtown. Have you guys ever been to Nashville, Mary or Mike?
I have not.
Yes, I have.
You've been here? Did you go like down to Broadway and see all the sights and watch all the bachelorette parties?
It was in 2020.
Okay.
It was June of 20. Well, no, July of 2020.
July.
Yeah. So I mean, I could tell there were things going on, but we just kind of drove through.
Yeah.
But we did go to the stadium.
The football stadium.
Yeah, the Titan Stadium. Yeah.
They're in the process of building the new one next door, and it's just a big mess. It's just construction everywhere. So, but yeah, that's exciting. You're gonna have fun, especially when we're walking the streets of Nashville. Last year it was like the perfect weather too, so yeah, it was perfect. So that's Saturday. and then on Sunday we'll go to church and then go have lunch, and that's really about it. And then we'll hang out, and if people are still here, we'll probably go to dinner.
Yeah, add a few activities to the schedule, I'm sure.
Yeah. So that's the cool thing about these meetups is there's always a little extra something that you get to do, and that's probably like the funnest parts, the unscheduled things.
Absolutely, that is so true.
I know I learned a lot since last year. Last year we went to this restaurant called Monell's, and it's like a family style restaurant. So there was no like reserving the restaurant. There was no like reserving a table. It was first come, first serve, and you sit like 20 to a table, right? And it took us like legit maybe 2.5 hours to sit everybody down. At the end, everyone was so mad at me because they were all like hungry, they were tired, and I'm like, I'm so sorry, guys. Once you sit down, you'll see like why I wanted to come here. And the food was it's always fantastic. They just bring the food, Mike. You just pass it to the left. You don't even order something off the menu. It's just whatever they're serving that day.
It's all family style, yeah.
Yeah. So if you get here early, Mike, I will definitely take you to that restaurant.
Sounds good. You got a date.
So we will go for sure. But yeah, I learned a lot. But at the time, without the help of sponsors, I couldn't rent out restaurants. I couldn't rent out rooms. So it's like I wanted it to be free so people, some people don't have a lot of money, and that's okay. And there might be, a ticket to, I don't know how much Boss was, but I think it was over $100 and like all these events. And it's like, man, that's $100 that I could use to maybe book another extra room or have money to buy meals or have money to purchase stuff there, so I wanted to make it as less friction as possible for people to want to come. Even if you just come into the meet and greet, you don't have to book a room. Just come to that, get all the free stuff, and go home and just meet people, But make sure you register so we get a head count, because if you don't register, we can't get you a swag bag.
Yeah. And again, you can find the registration on the Nashville Reseller Meetup group and on our Mike Meetups Facebook page.
And if anybody wants to, if you're a reseller out there, or if you're a business owner, or if you can't make it, but you want to be at least part of the event, send some stuff our way and we'll throw it into the swag bag. Our friend ABC Matt just sent us some stickers. So we're going to be putting those into the swag bag. So if you have stickers, or if you want to put in like a koozie or a pen or something, that's just going to make the swag bag better. And you can write it off as a, like a, I don't know, something on your taxes, like go ahead. Expense. Yeah. A business expense is, come on.
Mike has stickers now. Sorry.
Yeah.
You have stickers, Mary? Mike has stickers?
Mike does, yeah.
Oh.
I'll bring some. I ordered some more. There you go.
There we go. So we'll need about 100 of those, Mike. So just go ahead and bring the whole thing.
I'll send them to you. Yeah, I'll mail them to you so you have it. Well, when are we going to put the swag bags together? Because we'll
probably put them together the day of. Because a lot of people will probably have the stuff, so we'll put it together the day of. And the reason why I say that is because I did the majority of them beforehand, and just trying to lug around these little bags everywhere was a pain in the butt. Yeah. So if I just have a box with all the stuff and then have the flat bags and have people that are willing to help, we can all just knock it out in probably like 10 minutes.
Sure,
instead of me like laboring hours and just putting everything in 100
there. Individual bags. Yep.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
So
I will do that.
Yeah, I learned a lot from last time.
Sure. I'm sure it's going to be twice as good as I understood it was last year.
Everyone had a really good time.
Oh, yay.
We're looking forward to it.
Memories.
Right. Okay, just before you wrap up, just a couple of programming notes. So there are 2 other meetups that, we are supporting. The Boss, March 10th to 13th in Las Vegas, and the Plains to Profit in Omaha, March 28th and 29th. And if you'd like to find out any information about those 2, Mary and I had interviewed Katie and Vicky in our last recording last week. You can check previous video on that. And the week before that, we interviewed Corey and Teresa and Alicia. the ink picker, and they told us all about the Planes to Profit. So you'll get a rundown, much like we got a rundown from Ray today for the Nashville meetup on those 2 videos. So check those out if you like.
And then the Central Illinois eBay Sellers first quarter meetup is February 8th in Springfield. So you can go to their Facebook group to find out more information about that. And so that's another one.
Yeah, and awesome. And we keep pretty current on our Facebook page and our Instagram page, so you could always just check up on any current developments on any of the meetups, or you can reach Mary and or I through that if you have any questions or any comments or any suggestions. And that's about it. All right, Ray, I want to thank you very much for coming and spending your time and sharing.
It's been a pleasure. Mike, Mary, thank you so much for inviting me on.
Thank you. Thanks for being here.
And we'll see you soon. So next time you see Mary and I, we'll be at a meetup like this.
Live and in living color.
Live and in living color. Sounds good. All right. Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.